Yeah, welcome to In-Depth Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. This podcast involving Yuvonne Jegede, Nedu Wazobia, and husband Materia, also the rest of their team, happens to be one of the most interesting and funniest podcasts I've ever listened to. Before I get into it, or before I give you guys my opinion or do an analysis on what Yuvonne Jegede said, I would like you guys to just watch a little bit of the highlight of the podcast, just for those that have not gotten to see it. So I just want you guys to have a little bit of idea of what I'm about to talk about. So enjoy yourself before I come in.
I remember you were married to forgotten that guy's name.
That guy.
Olakule Bounce. Bounce has got that face. Now, did you become more successful, and your success, did you strain your relationship, or what happened?
For me, finances paper has never been anything that has moved me in any way. But the problem, I think, what I resonated with was when we were friends. We were friends for over a decade. We're good. He was my guy.
Yeah.
My guy. You know, when I would also say, Kule, there's some guy in Edu. He saw me. He toasted me. Guys, I don't know. He was like, okay. When you are going to go and see him branch, I'll go, we'll talk. Because I'm a lover girl. I like love where. So if I see person who don't like me, I go on, make I see how I will take, focus and stuff. So he was that friend. So we're so cool that I could say anything to him. You're crazy, you're mad, get sense, do this. He's 8 years older than me, but we're cool, my guy. But the moment we got married, if I tell him I say they're crazy, he go say they disrespect him. I go say, yeah. Huh?
Like this was.
It's the same thing. It's the same me. It's the same Shori Okbeni. It's the same Shori Okbe that I've always said for over 10 years. So it became a problem. It started restricting conversations and stuff like that. So that's why I said sometimes the guy would just flip.
But what did you do to make you pack your bag and leave?
Let me just say this states the fact. Most times when we had issues, you've known me for a while. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to keep malice. I don't know how to fight, walk out, and come back and see you and not talk to you. Mm-hmm. I cannot operate like that. Especially we are only two in a building. John Torio alone, am I going to talk to my picture? Mm-hmm. But he had A1 in malice. Mm. So that was what ended the marriage.
So there's this saying that people don't change. It's how they are. Could it be that during the course of the friendship, you overlooked that flaw?
No, at that time, he never kept malice with me. But remember, I was his mom's fan. That was how I met him. I would go to the house. I made the mother my personal friend. I was a fan to the mother.
Was an actress.
The mother was an actress, So I was a fan to her. I loved her. So I'll go to her house and sit down and just look at this woman for hours. And I'm like, wow, this woman. Do you understand? So that was how we became close. Because I'll call her, Mama, what's up? I'm coming. Should I buy anything for you? So that was how we became friends. We became really close. And then I would go to the house, and sometimes he will walk past. I'll be with the mom on the chair. He'll walk past. And the mom was like, kilo day. Oh, they buy me sorrow. In my head, I didn't grow with my mom. Okay. So I'll be like, it's a sweet relationship. Mother and son.
Okay. Was he your spec?
No, my guy. No, my spec.
What is that thing you're looking for in a man? Did he have those things, or you settled because this guy was my paddy?
The available person
must have settled.
That was always
He
close.
was available one.
Exactly.
He was available one. 2, he possessed the characteristics that I wanted. While we were friends, I had people who had money who would come around and say hi. You understand? But I always look at it like, this person, we don't know me. Now if you understand me, pass. That was the mistake I made. I go for love. I go for money.
You did say you not go for money?
I'm very honest. Today, I'm taking care of my son like nobody exists around me. And it's not easy. It's not funny.
You see this thing?
You dig me? You get? I would have gone for somebody. At least even if we're not talking, I can pick up my phone and say, it's time for school fees. Mm-hmm. Don't even speak to me. Pay it to the school.
You know this thing you just said. You know this thing you just said. I'm not sorry to say this. I'm going to say a lot of people from the penultimate episode, a lot of my married friends that are female, reached out to me. I sent some screenshots on the group where somebody was saying, look, see this thing with this other girl they talk. She's saying the truth. I wish I went for money. I wish I went for money. And you're saying the same thing.
I wish I did.
Now, are you saying that if you were at Sida's age, you would have gone for money?
If I know what I know now, I would have. Like they say, go to where rich people are and find love.
All right. I'm glad they mentioned the sideboard in all of this, so at least I'll get an opportunity to dissect a little bit on that matter. That's if you follow up this video to the end and you understand the difference and you get to know sideboard better. Then getting to the real matter of the day. Like 3 or 4 things caught my attention. She said, now my guy, money no be the problem. She said, he possesses the kind of character that she wanted. And she is, at least, thirdly or fourthly, she said, at least let me go for the person that knows me too well. So that means he knows her too well. He possesses the kind of character she wanted. She said, na my guy. In short, na my spec. Money no be the problem. Paper hasn't been the problem. That's money. So what happened? Yuvonne Jegede, what happened? But the truth is, both of them don't know each other. Both of them don't possess the character they wanted in each other. They were not each other's spec. That was just the truth. Now let's dive into the analysis. You guys need to calm down so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, you need to understand Adekunle Abounds, that's the ex-husband, is somebody that understands love or plays love in 3 stages, or infatuated love or imagined love in 3 stages. The first stage is, should I call it fan or admirer stage? You have to admire him. You have to farms him. The second stage is playmate stage. Then the next stage, which I call the mother stage, that's he has to revert to stage 1. Then it's like reverting to stage 1, which I call the mother stage. You have to be his mother, and I will explain. Now, this is somebody that has only been intimate before with his mother, and he played the whole 3 stages which I just mentioned played out. The first one, the admiration or the fanzine stage. The mother was his fan. The mother admired him so much when he was much, much younger. The next stage, the mother became his playmate. And this second stage is so deceptive to anybody, because kids like this, most times they turn out to be very brilliant in school and all. So a child being very brilliant is always very close to the parent. And the parents start seeing potential in the child to become a man someday and accomplish maybe their dreams or his dreams or whatever dreams. So it's a very deceptive stage. Now, the third stage, which he wants to revert to the stage where he was being admired as a child. I guess that was the stage he started having those flip-up problems with the mother, because the mother now wants to push him out so that he becomes a man. But he doesn't want to. He wants to be admired. He wants to just be, so that he will be taken care of. But why doesn't he want to grow up? That's one big question. Why doesn't he want to grow up? He doesn't want to grow up because a child is less emotionally vulnerable. A child doesn't fully grasp events and circumstance. A child doesn't commit himself emotionally. A child walks through life and doesn't have to deal with emotionally charged problems. A child is exempted from assuming responsibilities. So you see his reason why he wants to remain a child. But the truth is, mothers, now them they destroy children most of the times. Most especially their males, even their female kids. Because A good mother pushes the son away, like push to the father, so that he learns how to become a man. If the father is not available, be it divorced, be a single mom or anything, the father is not available, you have to create an alternative role model for the child to follow. So if you don't push your child away, this especially your male child, it becomes a problem in the future, a big problem. So good enough mother pushes their child away when he gets to that stage. And at this stage is at 4. You need to start pushing this child away so that he learns how to be a man. Not when he's all full grown up. You think you can now push him away. No, it's not possible. Let's relate these 3 stages to Yuvonne Jegede. Now, Yuvonne Jegede said she was a fan to the mother. So in extension, she was a fan to the son. He's a child, remember. If you don't admire him, if you don't farms him, he can't approach you. So now the first stage has taken course. The fact he was admired, the fact he was farms, he had to approach, and they moved over to the next stage, which was the playmate stage. This stage, like I said, very, very, very deceptive. Like she said, they were friends for over a decade. You know, go blame her. Now, this stage is a very, very deceptive stage. Any woman could fall for this stage. Like I said, maybe in the past he used to be brilliant, but this time, being a child, he constructed another self, which happens to be like more or less like a full-blown man. So he was interacting like a child and like a man. No girl will not go fall. Because every girl needs a man, every girl needs a playmate. Every girl needs a man and a playmate. So who you be as a girl will not go fall? Who? And during this process, that was when they had an unwritten agreement before they could move over to the next stage, which was, mind you now, Yuvonne Jegede was coming from a place of fear, because she said she never grew up with her mother. In that sense, she was abandoned by the mother. Do you understand what I'm saying? She was abandoned by the mother, and she doesn't want a repeat of what happened. So she's looking for somebody that won't abandon her. Just that. Good. If you understand, fine. Now, Adekunle bounce is coming from a place where he wants Yuvonne Jegede to accept him the way he is, to accept that child the way the child is. The both of them misunderstood each other, because at that point they found each other to be perfect for each other. But at that point, Yuvonne Jegede was real. Abounce was acting with a false personality, trying to prove to her he is also a man. They decided to move a step further. And moving that step further, the marks of an adult drops. So he has to revert being a child. Like I said, being a child is very good for him because he doesn't worry about responsibility or problems. So he has to revert to being a child. And when they got to that stage, it was now stage for you not to abandon me and for you to become my mother. Because my mother is no longer, my real mother, it's no longer fancying. It's no longer admiring. She doesn't admire me anymore as a child. So it's now you. I'm taking you to be my new mother. You get? And so, but the truth is, there is no way it can work. No woman wants to get married to a child. There was no way it could work. So I guess that triggered a lot of argument, misunderstanding between them. A lot of misunderstanding between them. And at that stage, a child cannot attack. A child cannot attack the mother. The only way a child knows how to attack is by being passive aggression, and which is malice, ignoring. And nothing triggers abandonment like malice. So the very fact he was not talking to her triggered her abandonment as anxiety. The fact it's being triggered, people like that, Yuvonne Jegede, they don't want to be abandoned. So what they do is they abandon you first. So they get to console themselves. I did the abandonment first. Yuvonne Jegede said she wish she has gone for money instead of love. It's like what you paid for is not what you got. So she feels disappointed. So this is somebody disappointed out of love, and now wishing, maybe sending an information to other people that it's better you go for money than you go for love. But you need to understand, she has experienced what love looks like, at least a pseudo type of love. She has experienced, she has gotten at least a view of what she thinks love looks like, but she was disappointed at the end of the day. So she's saying she wished she had gone for money instead of love. You get? Now, let's go to Sideboj. Sideboj is somebody that feels she can't be loved. She's not lovable. She hasn't experienced what love is like or looks like. She hasn't gotten a prototype of love. She's someone that has been traumatized on a regular anytime she tries to seek or find out what love looks like. So what does she do? She constructs a false self, which is everything she would like to be, which is beautiful, which is outspoken, which is brilliant, which is godlike. And that's what people looks at, and that's what she, Sideboj, uses for her interaction with other people. This false self, it's not a false self that prefers money to love. No, that's what people get wrong. It's a false self that prefers being feared than love, because she's love averse. Like, she fears intimacy. So the false self protects her from the risk of being intimate. So that's why her narrative, she keeps saying things that are so, should I say, unimaginable. 20 million for one dose, for one knack. Who go give you 20 million for one knack? Even if there are men like that, it's just like 1% out of the whole population. So what she's trying to do is just for you guys to be scared, because the truth is, unconsciously, most guys are scared of going close to her, because they'll be like, guy, I don't want to go hang my clothes where my hand no go reach. Even if you try to take somebody like that to a dinner date, she'll want you to take her to the most expensive restaurant or something, to put you in a situation where you might not even be able to afford. So you see, she is so scared of love that she wants you to not to even come close. She feels she is not lovable, so she doesn't want you to come close. But she's just painting that picture. So you see her like, man, I'm beautiful, I'm worth it. Man, if you look at her with the real eyes, you see she's not even worth the 20M. But if you look at her, if you look at the false construct she constructed, maybe you might be like, she fine, she worth the 20M. If you remember in her interview, she said, man, talking stage is money, so that I will know if I will leave my other boyfriend to follow you. So she uses those money. Now, this is what she used those money and material gifts for. She uses it to test if if you're really there for her, if you really love her, if you can cater for her, if you can be there for her, which is a lifelong test. It never ends, and no man can keep up to it. So you see, the very false self brings about the very thing she's scared of. It proves to her she's not lovable, because nobody can withstand being tested. Today you tell me bring 20 million, tomorrow you tell me buy a car, next tomorrow you tell me this, upper tomorrow you tell me that. No man can stand it. And she has a different psychodynamics to what you think. Cyberbudge uses the financial or monetary request to scare off or to test potential love partners. Like I said, it's a lifelong test. It never ends. Because she doubts herself. And if you doubt yourself, you will doubt the next person. Thank you guys for watching.